Naya. Welcome back to Naya Reads Smiles. Okay, so today I have a little book haul. I have accumulated quite a lot of packages, a lot of books that I ordered, a lot of books that were sent to me so kindly by publisher. I have quite a lot of boxes that I received, and I think I have around 15 books that I've accumulated these past few weeks. I won't find out the total until I open all of them, so it's as surprising to me as it is to you. This first book here is one that I ordered, and I'm so excited because this is an author that you guys actually recommended quite a bit when I was asking for books by Native American authors. Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. You guys, I have been looking for a new epic fantasy to get into, and I think this is gonna be the one. What is this book about? So like I said, it is a new epic fantasy. It is the first book in Between the Earth and Sky trilogy or series. I think it's going to be a trilogy, but I'm here for like all the books. So this book is inspired by the civilizations of pre-Columbian Americas. So it has inspiration from just all over the Americas. I believe in an interview, Rebecca said that a little bit of Tahitian culture. The book takes place in the holy city of Tova, and it is the winter solstice, and within this city there is a prophecy that a god will return when the earth and sky converge. It just so happens that during this winter solstice there's also a lunar eclipse, and so the sun priest of this city has prophesied that the world is going to be unbalanced during this period of time, which sounds a lot like what was going to happen, or like the prophecy, the god coming back when the earth and sky converge. A lot of celestial events and prophecies in this book. I don't know if we're following multiple characters or just one character in this book, but while this winter solstice event is going on in Tova, there is a ship headed to the city that plans to land during or on the winter solstice. So it says in the synopsis that our main character is a disgraced teak, is headed to a different city. I don't know why, maybe to escape where she's from. She's headed there. Also, she has the power, and this kind of sounds like a siren ability. The ship launches from a distant city bound for Tova and set to arrive on the solstice. The captain of the ship, Ziala, is a disgraced teak whose song can calm the waters around her as easily as it can warp a man's mind. So she has some powers. Aboard Ziala's ship is a man who is blind and scarred, and everyone kind of is seeing this stranger as harmless, but she knows that whoever this man is anything but harmless. Synopsis only talks about these two characters, but overall it is an epic fantasy book. I'm just so excited to get into this book. As soon as I read the synopsis, like I said, I can tell based off like the interviews I've watched that Rebecca has put a lot of research into this, and I am here for all of the native and indigenous culture. Okay, the next book I have here is The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Daniel Page, and this is another book that I have been highly anticipating. In this book we're following two girls that are a part of a sorority at this college campus. The girls of this sorority call themselves the Ravens, or they're known as the Ravens. Unlike most sororities, or I don't know, I've never been a part of a sorority, girls in this sorority are also witches, so they can do some magic, and I am here for it. The first character, her name is Scarlet Winter, and she's always known that she's a witch. She comes from like a legacy or like a family of witches. Scarlet's goal is to also become the president of this sorority. And then we have our second main character, Vivi, and she is the new girl that Scarlet does not like, and Vivi had no idea that she was a witch, so she's completely new to this world. Scarlet she doesn't like her. She doesn't want her in the sorority. She wants her out. Wicked powers arise on campus, and these girls are forced to put aside their differences and work together. I love sort of secret society books. This is not a secret society book. It's like, well, are sororities secret societies? I don't know. Anyways, I'm very excited for this one. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun and very magical. Okay, the next book I have here I am so excited for. I've heard so many good things. Witches Steeped in Gold by Sian Smart, and this is a Jamaican-inspired fantasy book. It is YA. I believe it is the author's debut novel, which is amazing. It is gorgeous. Come on with this cover. Just hits every angle. Boom, boom. So in this book, we are following two main characters. They are sworn enemies. They are both witches, as you could probably guess from the title. I believe this is them on the cover. The two characters are Araya and Jasmine, and it says, sworn enemies, these two witches enter a deadly alliance to take down a mutual threat. But revenge is a bloody pursuit, and nothing is certain except the lengths they'll go to win this game. I love, like I said previously, when we have two characters that are forced to work together and put aside their differences. In the beginning of the book, the author actually wrote a bit of a foreword, and she mentioned that both her parents are from Jamaica, but when she was young, she moved to England, so she didn't grow up hearing stories about Jamaica. It wasn't until she was 12 that she went on a family vacation to Jamaica, and she first heard a story that is what inspired this book. Thank you so much to Harbor Teen for sending this to me. I cannot wait to dive into it. The next book, you guys, this was on my October TBR, and the reason why I didn't read it is because it didn't come in the mail. There was just every possible shipping delay, but you know what? It finally got here. It got from point A to point B, so that's all that matters. I actually am starting this book this weekend now that I finally have it. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, Victoria Schwab, one of my favorite authors of all time. I feel like I've talked about this book so much, even though I don't or didn't have it until now. So I'm just gonna do a brief synopsis of it because you guys have probably seen it everywhere. We're following our main character who makes a deal with the devil and decides to become immortal, but the flip side is that she is cursed so that everyone she meets forgets her. This book has the best elevator summary. One of the hardest things about making videos is just describing books, so I'm just so happy when I come across books that I can just give like a 3-line synopsis of. I'm gonna be starting this tonight and I'm so excited, and I definitely am gonna be doing a reading vlog because I have to capture the experience because it has been, I think, 2 years since I've read a Victoria Schwab. Oh my god. Okay, this next package, thank you so much to James over at Penguin Teen. He sent me these books and I was losing my mind because, okay, let me open it and then we'll continue talking. One of my favorite science fiction fantasy books that I have read this year was War Girls by Tochi Onyebuchi. We're following two sisters that are forced on the opposite sides of a war, and they love each other but they have to fight against each other. It takes place in a futuristic post-apocalyptic Nigeria, and cyborgs and mechs and like people with bionic limbs, and like just it's amazing. Tochi just took what I thought sci-fi could be and just took it to the next level. So anyways, to say the least, I am a huge fan. I've always been a fan of Tochi since I read Beast Made of Night. So the second book in that series, I have it in my hands. Rebel Sisters by Tochi Onyebuchi. It is the sequel to War Girls, and I am just losing my mind right now. This is like, okay, I feel like this is gonna be so hard choosing what book to start next. After I finish Addie LaRue, this is gonna be the next book, okay? The ending of War Girls. If this is a cliffhanger, this is what Tochi did. Like he just like, I don't even know what I'm hanging from at this point. Like if there's a cliff, I'm just off the cliff, just suspended in the air. I don't really know what to say about this book because if you haven't read the first book, I'm not gonna be a monster and spoil it for you. Just go read War Girl. Another book that just the cover is just coming through, okay? I was also sent the collector's edition of a book that used to be, you guys, this book when I was like 13 years old. I was a die-hard fan of this whole series. I would go and read like the fan fiction versions of this book too on Wattpad. The collector's edition of Matched by Ali Condi. I know this book is gonna bring back memories for some of you guys. They kept the OG girl in the bubble cover but just changed the background to make it gold. Like the nostalgia, man. Like this whole series, I was heavily into dystopian fiction, like around 13, 14 years old. When I was reading like the Delirium series by Lauren Oliver, like that kind of era for me was also when I was reading Matched. So if you guys don't remember what this book is about, I remember. I'm just gonna say I'm still like a diehard fan. You don't get to choose who you marry and are matched with. It is something that is done by computers, and they like match you with someone you're most compatible with, or who the society thinks you'll be most compatible with. Our main character, during her match, was it called the matching ceremony, or during like the matching, I'm gonna call it the matching ceremony. It's been like 7 years, you guys. During the ceremony, a picture flashes of who you're matched with. So a picture comes up of her best friend, who she like assumed she was gonna be matched with. But before the screen goes dark, a picture of some other boy pops up. Of course, she's like, wait, what? I'm matched with 2 people instead of 1? So now she has to choose between 2 people that she was matched with, and one person is like her best friend, and the other guy is this person she doesn't know, and he's just like super cool. I have not read this book in like 7, 8 years, but yeah, this is the 10th anniversary edition, so it has been a while since it came out, and yeah, this just brings back good old memories. Okay, the next box I have here is from Simon & Schuster, and I believe there are 4 or 5 books in here. The first book I have here is Shine by Jessica from Girls' Generation. For any of the K-pop fans, Jessica, who was a part of Girls' Generation, she wrote a book about K-pop, and it is... I was lucky enough to receive an ARC of this book over the summer, and I absolutely loved it. Essentially, we're following our main character in this book. I believe her name was Rachel Kim. She is Korean American. She is originally from New York, and she decides to go to Korea to pursue her dream of becoming a K-pop idol. Her family moves back to Korea so that Rachel can pursue her dream, and she ends up signing with one of the biggest labels called DB Entertainment, which sounds a lot like SM Entertainment, but you know, she has been training for over 6 years. In this industry, you have to train with a company before you can debut in a group. And the company can decide at any point if you don't meet their standards to just cut you and your entire career is over before it's even started. She's 17 years old and she is at the age where she needs to debut, otherwise she might not for a couple more years. The rules in this industry is that you cannot date, like just absolutely not, like any sort of relationship scandals, anything like that, and you're cut from the company. Ends up forming a relationship with a boy from another K-pop group that debuted, and he's like the golden boy of the industry, like super famous, super well known. Now she has like this ultimatum of like wanting to date this person, but also she's not allowed to, so she kind of has to hide it. Anyways, this book was a wild ride. It was so insightful, I think, into just like the whole K-pop industry. I think having an author who was like a part of one of the biggest girl groups write a book about being a girl in a girl group was very insightful, and I just really enjoyed it. It was very fun. The next book I have here is Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, and this is the new graphic novel edition, which I didn't even know that they were creating a graphic novel edition. Oh my gosh. This is all, I believe this is watercolor based off just how the art style looks, but it is so beautiful, you guys. Next book is another one that I've heard of and I'm very excited to read. Daughters of Jubilation by Cara Lee Carthron. Now this book takes place in the 1960s in the Jim Crow South, and we're following our main character who she is 16 or 17 years old. Here in the Jim Crow South, white supremacy reigns and tensions are high. But Eveline has other things to worry about. She has 2 little sisters to look after, an overworked single mother, and longtime crush who is finally making a move. On top of all of that, Evie's magic abilities are growing stronger by the day. Her family calls it Jubilation, so that's kind of like the magic ability that she has that's developing. A gift passed down from generations of black women since the time of slavery. As her own magic continues to unlock, something dark comes loose and threatens to resurface. When the demons of Evie's past finally shake free, she must embrace her mighty lineage and summon the power that lies within her. Very excited to learn about what this gift is that our main character has that has been passed down. Next book I have here is Tithe by Holly Black. One of my favorite books by her is The Cruel Prince, and I have not finished the series. I'm so sorry, you guys. I only read the first book. I need to continue reading. When I first saw this book, I thought it was another book in that series, but turns out it's one of her older books being revamped and you know, reprinted. This book we are following our main character, and her mother is a singer or performer in a rock band, so she has constantly moved around, you know, kind of a nomad, going from place to place with her mother. But our main character has the ability to see fairies, and she's always been able to kind of see this other world of creatures. She stumbles upon an injured fairy knight in the woods, and she chooses to help him and ends up saving his life. Helping him ends up having dire consequences, and she's pulled into this whole world of fairy and this rivalry between 2 like different fairy kingdoms. You guys know I love fairies and I love a good fairy romance. Very excited to read one of Holly Black's older books because I've only read her more recent works, so I'm excited to kind of go back now and read all of her backlogged titles. The next book I have here I received from a friend, thank you so much, is Ariadne by Jennifer Saint, and this is a retelling of the Greek myth of Theseus and the Minotaur. My friend Isabella actually blurbed the book in the back here. Ariadne, Princess of Crete, grows up greeting the dawn from her beautiful dancing floor and listening to her nursemaid stories of gods and heroes. Beneath her golden palace echo echo the ever-present hoofbeats of her brother, the Minotaur, a monster who demands blood sacrifice every year. When Theseus, Prince of Athens, arrives to vanquish the beast, Ariadne sees in his green eyes not a threat but an escape. Defying the gods, betraying her family and country, and risking everything for love, Ariadne helps Theseus kill the Minotaur. Will Ariadne's decision ensure her happy ending? I'm so excited to read this book. The cover is absolutely gorgeous, and I very much enjoyed Circe by Madeline Miller, and my friend said if you like that book then you'll love this one. Very excited to see what this retelling has in store. The next book I have here is the next book in the DC Comics Teen Titans graphic novels series. I hope I said that title correctly. Beast Boy by Cami Garcia and Gabriel Piccolo, and this is one of my favorite graphic novel series. But yeah, Beast Boy is one of the Teen Titans characters. I used to watch like the Teen Titan cartoons when I was younger, so that's like how I know the Teen Titans from previously like a comic book series before that. The next character we have is Beast Boy. These graphic novels are so fun and enjoyable. I don't read a ton of graphic novels, but this one hooked me mainly because of the art style and the way the story was told. Super excited to get into this one. I think graphic novels are great if you're in a reading slump too. Okay, I feel like I saved the best for last. Beautiful book box sent to me, and on the cover it says Glory, Magical Visions of Black Beauty. But this is actually a photo collection book, and it is stunning. I'm gonna have to do a close-up so you guys can see. The dynamic husband and wife duo behind Creative Soul Photography comes Glory, a photography book that shatters the conventional standards of beauty for Black children. With stunning images of natural hair and gorgeous, inventive storytelling, Glory puts Black beauty front and center with more than 100 breathtaking photographs and a collection of powerful essays about the children. At its heart, it is a recognition and celebration of the versatility and innate beauty of Black hair and Black beauty. Oh my god! This is so, you guys, I don't want to like give away all the images celebrating Black beauty in all of its glory and greatness, and that is why the book is called Glory. These images are stunning. Like, this is one of those books that I wish I had when I was younger. I think I would have loved myself and my hair a lot more if I saw images like this. Like, look at that. My god, just stunning. Those are all the books I have to share with you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep reading, and I will talk to you later. Bye!